Hello and welcome back to the News Project Live on GNAT-TV. I'm Andrew McKeever, the news director at GNAT-TV's News Project. It's a pleasure to have you with us today on Friday, January 29th. Almost February. And it's cold out there. Looked at my weather app on my phone this morning and it said it was -0. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But anyway, whether it's -0 or +0, that's cold out there. Anyway, quick roundup of some of the top news stories we've been following. Obviously, this week the big story was the rollout of the vaccines for Vermonters who are 75 and older. Um, that began on Wednesday, and we heard today at the governor's press conference that all told, between the Vermonters who were vaccinated this week and the healthcare, first responder, and folks in nursing homes. About 48,000 Vermonters have been vaccinated so far. So if you are in that 75 or older age bracket, or in the next two age bands will be eligible for vaccination among the general population, you want to go to the state's health department website, healthvermont.gov/myvaccine, and you can create an account, which you'll need to do, and then you can log in and make an appointment. And for those Vermonters who at 75 or older may not find surfing the web quite as seamless an experience as some of you younger folks might, you're encouraged to help them out. The state would like you to give them a hand on that. There are now appointments open at all sites around the state. Down here in our neck of the woods, at the former campus of Southern Vermont College, actually the gym there at SVC is where the Southwest Vermont Health Center is doing their vaccinations. They did about 75 people on Wednesday and another 75 on Thursday. Apparently, the capacity there at the gym at SVC is good enough to get 750 people vaccinated when the supplies of the vaccine, 750 people per day, I should say, when the supplies of the vaccine become more widely available. Bennington County is remaining one of the state's hotspots. We had 28 new cases for a total of 302 in the past 2 weeks. That's second only to Chittenden County, which has 601 cases over the past 2 weeks, 32 new cases. And in terms of, just before I forget, sites where you can go and get the vaccine here in our area, next Friday, a week from today, a site at the Riley gym at Burn Burton Academy will be where you could go to get the vaccine jab, and they are going to be open there. I don't have the times yet on that, but apparently next Friday, that would be, I guess, February 5th. They will be set up there. So, light at the end of the tunnel, I guess. Slowly but surely, more people get vaccinated. We build a herd immunity, and hopefully speed up the end of the pandemic era. Meanwhile, of course, town meeting is coming up about a month from now. And many communities are opting to have a online information meeting prior to the actual voting day, which is Tuesday, March 2nd. Varies from town to town. Just got a few here I'll just share with you, just so you can sort of pencil them in your calendars. In Manchester, the information meeting is going to be held on Saturday, February 27th, starting at 1 o'clock, and that's the time it normally would have been anyway. We have been doing things the old-fashioned way. That's when folks would have been gathering at the gym at the Manchester Elementary Middle School to hear, the town report discussed and the budget discussed and vote on some of the items that come off the floor. So at the information meeting this year, it'll be online. For locking in is already posted on the town's website. That's manchester-vt.gov. And on that Saturday, folks will be able to review the town report, review the articles to be voted on by Australian ballot on Tuesday, March 2nd. Speaking of which, polls will be open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Um, uh, on March 2nd for voting. Let's see here. A couple of interesting items on the warning. We've already talked a couple of times about the rail trail. That is going to be on the warning as in a separate article. Town officials are asking voters if they think the town should support entering into an agreement with the folks who own the rail trail, formerly known as the Old Railroad Bed LLC, to purchase that parcel and maintain the trail in the future as we go forward. Whether or not the town officials should begin having conversations about determining a sell price and how they would maintain it going forward. So that'll be one thing. Another area that got a lot of discussion over the last couple of weeks as the select board has worked together, pulled together their budget, is whether or not the $50,000 contribution to the Manchester Business Association should be either built into the budget or a voted article. It's going to wind up being a voted article as it was in the past. And so that will be another item that will be discussed on the Saturday at the information meeting and then voted on the following Tuesday. Manchester Community Library will also be a separate article, same as before. Many of you will remember that there was a proposal to have a special fund created financed by local option tax revenues, which the Business Association, the library, the North Shore Rescue Squad would have been part of, but that didn't work out. So basically kind of going back to the way everyone's probably most familiar with. So those are a couple of the articles that will be, I'm sure, discussion points there on the Saturday, and then at the voting. Moving down to Arlington, folks there will be meeting remotely for their information meeting on Monday, March 1st at starting at 6:30. And then polls will be open at the American Legion Hall on Tuesday, March 2nd from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Some of the articles that are kind of interesting on the Arlington warning, voters are going to be asked if they want to authorize the select board to appoint a town clerk as opposed to having that as an elected position. And also if they wanted to eliminate the position of auditor and that future audits would be provided by a public accountant licensed in the state. Another item which will perhaps get some discussion is the repairs to the Benedict Bridge Crossing Bridge out in West Arlington. There'll be a fund set up to finance that repair. I believe they're talking about asking for an appropriation of $50,000 to get that started. Anyway, moving on to Dorset, their information meeting will also be on March 1st, the night before the voting. Australian balloting on March 2nd. The information meeting there in Dorset will begin at 7 p.m. on the Monday night, March 1st. Voting on March 2nd will be from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Ballots will be mailed to all voters. Ballots can be mailed back or dropped off at the town offices or brought in for in-person voting on the 2nd. A couple of the issues there will include the expansion of the outdoor recreation director position from part-time to full-time. And I guess architects are going to be present to show some design options for a new town office over on Raptor Lane. Town officials hope to get some feedback about that and what the voters think the right timeline would be. The Dorset Fire District is also holding a bond vote on March 2nd for water system improvements. And there'll be a mailing going out about that Dorset residents will probably be wanting to look out for. Up in Wenhall, they decided to move the town meeting and the school district meeting back to April 27th to take advantage of a new piece of legislation that passed through the State House earlier this month, allowing them to move their meetings to later in the year and be able to hold them outside, in person, socially distanced, and all of that. But so that's going to be happening, 6 weeks later, and all the rest of it. The other big one we're following at the moment, although we are going to be looking at all the towns that GNAT covers, 11 towns altogether. Taconic Green is going to be the regional school district. We'll be having their information meeting on Tuesday, February 23rd, starting at 7 p.m. with the voting on March 2nd. Also worth noting that the BRSU, the supervisory union of which the Taconic Green is a part of, is sending out a survey on what the purpose of school is today. What should school be focusing on as we change and evolve and move forward? They're hoping to get some feedback from area residents and hoping to get those surveys back in by February 15th. Otherwise, voters will be looking at a budget of $33.2 million. It sounds like a lot, but it's basically what it would have been anyway if all the towns in the school district and the Taconic and Green district were voting separately. It's just everyone's all pulled together. So yeah, as we go forward into February, we'll have some more stories probably about town meeting and trying to keep you up to speed on that. Just lastly for today, just wanted to mention the governor gave his budget address on Tuesday, and it was good news that the governor was able to share that the state deficit wasn't going to be quite as large, really anywhere near as large as they were anticipating last year. A lot of federal money came into the state as a result of some of the CARES Act and other COVID supports. So, the governor was able to more fully finance the programs the state will be spending money on in what is going to be a 6.83 billion, proposal that the legislature will now get to pick over and amend and what have you. But that was his proposal. Some of the highlights were he proposed spending $20 million on broadband expansion, $20 million on the state college system, which, as many folks know, is struggling, needs some help. That will just be more of a bridge kind of loan, I think, because their problems go way beyond $20 million. Another $25 million on a home weatherization program. So that's the word from there. One last note, real quick, before we go. On Sunday, February 7th, if you're a resident of Arlington, Sunderland, or Sandgate, over at the Federated Church in East Arlington, actually across the street from the church building at their Dunlop Hall, free kits to help tie things over with COVID will be handed out between 1 and 3 p.m. that Sunday afternoon to folks who are 65 and older. There's cleaning supplies and some PPE and some personal hygiene supplies in various bags. We're going to have a little news segment about that coming out. And just as a reminder, for a lot of these items we've been talking about today, if you go, there are going to be some links provided to allow you to get some more information about that. All right, well, that'll about do it for today. Thank you for joining us. Hope you stay warm, stay safe, and have a nice weekend. And we'll see you again next Friday, God willing, and all that. So take care. This has been the News Project Live on GNAT-TV's Facebook page. Thanks again for being with us. Have a good day.